Okay, so let's do some more examples now. This one says convert 4.5 times 10 to the 5th seconds to megaseconds. Okay, and notice I'm being generous here and writing out the word and also the symbol. You will not always get that, so you do need to know back on that chart what symbols go with what prefixes and so on. Okay, so our new number that we're starting with is 4.5 times 10 to the 5th seconds. And I want to convert this to megaseconds. I want you to pause the video and see if you can figure out what needs to go on the top and bottom of this fraction right here. So if I want to go from seconds to megaseconds, that's okay because seconds is kind of my baseline value. It has no prefix on it. And I know that mega, big M, means big 1 million, okay? If I have mega as a big 1 million, that means I need 1 million tiny seconds to equal 1 megasecond. But where do I want my seconds to go? On the bottom. So now I have 1 million tiny seconds in 1 big megasecond. So notice my big number with a lot of zeros is on the bottom of this one, where on this one it was on the top. It's not always going to be consistent. You have to think about what's big, what's small, which one gets the big number, which side of the fraction does it go on, all of these things. And seconds will cancel with seconds. And the only thing I have to do is put in my calculator 4.5 times 10 to the 5th divided by a million. If you're good with powers of 10, you can do it in your head. It's going to be 0.45 megaseconds. And if you wanted to put that in scientific notation, you could. It's a little bit less useful here, but it's 4.5 times 10. Then I'm moving it to the right one. It's a little number, so it's -1 power. Okay. All right, now this one is centigrams to kilograms, and I'm gonna do it with you because it's a little bit of a step up. But I'm still starting with my, this pencil today. With my this pencil today, like I said. 2,370,000 centigrams. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna go get a new pencil. Okay, so I have 2,370,000 centigrams, and I want to convert it to kilograms. When I look back on my chart, do I know off the top of my head how to relate centigrams to kilograms? No, I do not. I know how to relate all of these base things back to, I know how to relate all of these prefixes back to my base of just 1 with no prefixes. So I can't really go from prefix to prefix without going to that base unit first, okay? So I might not know how to go from centigrams to kilograms, but do I know how to go from centigrams to just plain old grams? Yes, I do. So I'm gonna make myself a little roadmap here, and you don't have to always do your problems this way, but I like to. I know that I somehow wanna go from centigrams to grams, but I'm just gonna leave it like that, just put my units there, and I'm gonna fill my numbers in at the end. And after I get to grams, can I go to kilograms, which is what I want? Yes I can. So I want grams on the bottom, and I want kilograms on top. And this method of just kind of mapping out your units is very helpful to a lot of people, so I recommend it if you're struggling with this. Okay, so now I need to actually put my numbers in. I've got grams and centigrams. Well, when I think of centi, I think of big or small. I think of small, right? Like centimeter, very tiny. It's small, and what number does centi mean? 100, okay? So does that mean that I'm gonna need 100 grams to make 1 tiny centigram, or 100 tiny centigrams to make 1 gram? Sorry about that. I'm going to need 100 tiny centigrams to equal 1 bigger gram. Okay? Note that the bigger of the 2 units, grams is bigger than centigrams, right? Always ends up with the 1. Okay? You need more of the tiny thing to make the 1 big thing. If I look at kilograms and grams, which one's bigger, kilograms or grams? Well, kilograms is big, right? So I know it's going to get a 1. How many grams do I need to make that 1 big kilogram? Well, it's 1,000, okay? So there's lots of different ways to think about these problems, and I'm kind of modeling different questions that you can ask yourself. There's no wrong way to do it. It's just the way that works for you, okay? And now that I have all of this done, I know my units are going to cancel because I mapped that out in the beginning. And the only thing I have to do is take this number and divide it by 100 and then divide it by 1,000. And if you put it in your calculator correctly, you should get 23.7 kilograms. It'll have 3 sig figs because this has 1, 2, 3 sig figs. These trailing zeros are not significant. And in scientific notation, again, not very useful here, but it's 2.3 times 10 to the first kilogram. Okay? So, on this next one, I want you to try it out before I do it for you. So pause the video. I'll give you a hint. You have to do 2 steps, 2 conversion factors, just like this one. And I know that because both of these start with prefixes. Okay? Anytime you have two prefixes, you need 2 steps. So to do this one, you're going to start by writing down what you're given, which is gigaliters. And you want to be able to convert from gigaliters to liters. Gigaliters will cancel with gigaliters, give you liters. Then from liters, I can make my way over to my milliliters. Now I just need to fill these things in. What's bigger, liters or gigaliters? Gigaliters are very, very big, so they get the 1. How many liters make that gigaliter? 1 billion. And if you like to do scientific notation on this step and it makes sense to you, go for it. Right here, I have liters and milliliters. Which one's bigger? Well, now it's the liters. How many milliliters go in that liter? 1,000. Okay, milli means small 1,000. So now I put all of this in my calculator, and you should get 723,000 milliliters, or in scientific notation, 7.23 times 10 to the 5th. Okay? If you're having trouble with this, you need to come talk to me, okay? Come and ask me some questions. Ask some questions in a discussion board, something like that. Especially if you're setting the problem up correctly, but you're not getting the right answer, because that probably means you're just inputting something in your calculator incorrectly, okay? Now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 problems plus a challenge problem for you. Okay, focus. There we go. Why is it doing that? Sorry. So I want you to pause this video. Actually, I'm just gonna stop this video. Let this video run out, and I want you to try all of these problems, including the challenge, okay? It is not often that people get the challenge question correctly. And the thing that makes it difficult is this cubed here, okay? And that's okay. This is just a test of your math skills, okay? It's more complicated than you think, all right? And then in the next video, we'll go over the answers.